Just I'm probably like 15, 20, 30 steps behind things. Um, doing that life be life and thing. But just in case you don't know, we are live. We are live. NOJASSSHOW. This is the No Jazz Show. Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome, everyone. Let the cheering begin. Yes, yes, yes. Get that on out of the way for our live studio audience that are joining us on my page at PUPOST, and Locker Room. And the link is on our page at No Jazz Show, NOJASSSHOW. Another place you can find us is live on Twitch at No Jazz Show. Also, live on excuse me, TikTok, No Jazz Show. We have it live on Russell Tanker Facebook page, 2S's Double L Lady Love. And while I'm mentioning him, how about we give a shout out to my main man? Tell these people what's up, Tank.
What's up, people? How y'all feeling this evening?
Yeah. Hey, how they feeling?
Time to rock and roll.
I'm gonna tell you how they feeling. A lot of them feeling like, damn, I should have bought that Rosetta Stone. But we gonna get into that. We gonna get into that. Straight up. We're gonna get into that. But before we get into that, we want to make sure that you all make sure you subscribe, like, comment, share, send us an email at nojasshow@gmail.com with all your comments about what we're doing. Our sponsors, of course, are Bliss Brazilian Hair for all of your hair care needs. And when you get your hair done and you get hungry after you get your hair done, make sure you order that LYTESNACK lightsnack.com for all of your food delivery, whether it's breakfast, lunch, or dinner. And when you're ordering that breakfast, lunch, or dinner, I don't think they have breakfast, but lunch or dinner, make sure you order those Magic City wings. And don't forget to lick the sauce when you get to the bottom of that plate. Now, at the bottom of that plate, well, when you uncover that plate, you might have went to, and I gotta get a shout out because this is the weekend, guys. Last day to shop, last day to go online on their Shopify. QUIKVISITS for all your ladies' lingerie needs. If you are late, I think they still got expedited shipping. They might be located on Amazon if you got Amazon Prime, because I know a lot of you guys are going to be up at Walmart on the side of the road with that man trying to get them last minute bears. Excuse me. I feel like them bears that you get at the not the festival, no, the festival, yeah, because the fair got better bears. The festival, them be small. Try to get them bears. But at any rate, let's get into it. We have a new, that's the biggest news. We have a new reigning Super Bowl. How do I need to put this? No. We have a reigning NFL champion. Super Bowl champion. Because you got to get it all.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And they also called them world champions.
And because, as of now, with it not being any American football throughout the world globally, you know, that they recognize as being the upper echelon of American football, they are called the world champions. I personally believe that the best teams in the tournament didn't play. And we saw what 2 weeks of preparation for a defense can do on both sides of the ball. And Seattle just had a little bit more execution. No, by both teams, I should say, by both defenses. Seattle's offense just had a little bit more execution on offense than New England. And Seattle's defense played executioner to Drake May.
Mm-hmm.
What was it? 4 sacks, 6 sacks, and an interception?
5 sacks.
5 sacks.
And 2 picks.
5 sacks, 2 picks. You know, trust me. I said that on purpose because I probably missed 1 pick and 2 sacks because it got a little snory.
Hey, I enjoyed it. I love it when defense shows up.
I'll tell you what.
I did not want to see 60 and 70 points scored.
I'm gonna tell you what you love. You love the fact that let me tell y'all who this man. If you have not watched this show in the 2 years that we've been on, you gotta watch it because anytime you start talking about a running back, there's a slight favoritism. The wind just starts shifting. I don't know if he's on your right or your left, but the wind just starts shifting a little bit. Like he on my right now. The wind just be shifting a little bit toward the running backs. And so the fact that Kenneth Walker won Super Bowl MVP, I know that put a bright spot in my main man Tank's heart because it was a well-deserved MVP. I think he went over 130 yards all three games straight.
Yep.
And he deserves his money as much as we were talking about NJB.
JSN.
He got locked up. Gonzalez locked him up for the most part. There were some balls Darnold missed. But for the most part, that man did his job. Defensive battle. But man, Mr. Walker.
The man, they need. I would like to see him because he's a free agent. I would like to see him end up in Pittsburgh, but I'm sure if nothing else, Seattle is going to franchise him, and the franchise tag for running backs this year is $14 million. So
I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not a prisoner of the moment. I'm calling Timmy Smith.
No, I've seen Kenny Walker do this when he's been healthy the past 4 years. He's not Timmy Smith.
I don't know, bro.
He's not Timmy Smith.
This man has been consistent.
This man has been no. His dad doesn't like crowds. That's why his dad.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's why he never goes to the game.
Okay,
yeah,
I thought he wasn't getting cares or something.
No, his dad didn't come to games because he doesn't like crowds.
Okay, fix my context. Sorry about that, yeah. Kenny Walker II.
Yeah, but he's gonna get paid.
He deserves it.
But like I said, I enjoyed the game. I like the fact that it was. You just didn't realize it. You've seen them play well. You've seen the Seahawks defense play well all year, basically. But their speed differential showed up Sunday. Them boys was fast. They was hitting everything to move. I mean, they were all over the place. And I give it to them. Patriots defense was playing well too, but when it's 3 and out for your offense every time, something's gonna happen. Eventually, it's gonna break. Watching them pound away with the running game, watching that defense get after them, and they whooped up. I tell you what it looked like. With the left side of the offensive line for New England, 2 rookies, it looked like what happened to Kansas City when Tampa Bay put those paws on them in the Super Bowl a few years back. The offensive line just was not there. I mean, they looked. Wasn't it? I think it was Tampa that did it,
Right.
because they had.
When
I
the,
think it was, but yeah, when they had to Tampa had Kansas City had to redo that the offensive line after that. But they were, man, the game plan was excellent. Sam Darnold played well. He didn't play great. But what he didn't do, he didn't turn the ball over. He went this whole postseason with no turnovers. He missed a few shots. That shot that he had to JSN in the first half, when he got behind everybody, when he just barely overthrew him, that one right there would have been the dagger in the heart early if they had gotten there, because nobody's gonna catch him after he caught it. But I'm just glad that we didn't have a shootout, because I was looking at people online, talked to people, and I've heard different people say the game was boring, they didn't like it, and it was a lot of it was, some of them were casual fans, other people were people who, even though they don't want to admit it, they just like to see points. They like to see arena ball. They just want to see points scored, and they don't look at the intricacies of it and look at how the defenses were playing and look at it. Hey, you had to take shots when you got a shot, but you didn't have those opportunities because both defenses were swarming well. And you mentioned them early. Christian Gonzalez. Hey, the thing that he needs to do, improve on this game, is he needs to get interceptions. He didn't have any interceptions this year. And we know, as far as getting Pro Bowl and all pro recognition, people look at how many picks you have and they say, oh yeah, you're a top corner.
You're premier.
Yeah. But he played well. I did not expect JSN to be a non-factor. I wasn't expecting that at all.
He most definitely Gonzalez most definitely spooked, because there are quarterbacks Steve Young was talking about, and I'm not making Gonzalez prime, but he used prime as an example. And prime most definitely had Steve Young spooked athletically, where there are things that I do to someone else with my wide receiver out there, but I'm not gonna try that with him. Yeah. He had Darnold spooked enough to where he wouldn't give JSN things that he probably would to someone else, and that's a part of your job too. Playing that quarterback out of his comfort.
Being smart.
Right.
He was being smart. The running game was working. The defense was doing its job. I don't need to go and force something.
I don't need to go and force it. He was never put in a position, I'm going to drive 3. Drive 3. They ain't getting 3. Drive 3. They're not getting 3. Okay, now I'm comfortable.
Yeah. And shouts out to McDonald for not doing what we've seen too many coaches do this season. Forego the points and try to force something. Get points at a premium at all times. Get the 3 points, because we saw that all season long. Teams would drive down and the coaches would say, hey, let's go for it, instead of just getting the sure thing. And they come out and don't have any points. It's discouraging to drive down the field over and over and end up with nothing because you can't get in the end zone. And your coach decides, hey, I'm going to trust y'all. Again, okay, that's nice that you trust us, but man, we ain't get any points. It's basically, if you keep driving down the field and you come up with nothing, and you don't have the lead, especially, you're really just wasting damn time. That's really all you're doing.
I think that's based on who you play. Like, I think his mindset changes if that's Mahomes. Like if he understands that I'm playing an offense that's going to score. So I have to score more than 3 with these guys, because 6 gets overtaken by 7 in one drive. They might figure it out in one drive. So I think his ability to look across the field and say Drake May's not gonna kill us like that. So
Yeah.
I'll take these threes. Might have played into that more than another quarterback in an offense would have.
Yeah.
So
And also he's a defensive coach too. He calls the defense and he knows what he has in his defense.
I know
And
what I
it's
got in my
look,
defense too.
yeah,
I'm looking at that.
we
Right.
can go ahead, we can get 3 points, and worst case scenario, it's gonna be 3-3. We're not gonna be behind 8 ball.
Just like Vrabel, just like Vrabel's defensive coordinators. Come on, guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like you're winning. And see, that's the thing about that 6 versus 3. Defense being but on break, it's a win to get 3.
Yeah.
It's a win to only give up 3. It's a win to only give up 6. You know, I remember I remember one playoff game. Was it Flipper Anderson?
Flipper
And
and Eller was the other guy, I think.
maybe one on slip at the lip. And they were playing the Giants, and the Giants had handling them the whole first half. And boom, it was 9-3. You going into halftime, boom, 10-9. And now it's discouraging because I did all of that, you know, $99. One play. We did all of that. So it's about who you're playing.
Yeah. And shouts out to Willie Flipper Anderson. Still got the single game all-time receiving record with 336 yards. We don't hear Flipper's name enough. Shout out to Flipper.
Shout out to Jimmy. You know I'm gonna bring you up, Flip.
Yeah,
bring you up, Flip.
Yeah, I thought the game plan that Seattle had showed how much confidence they had in the defense. They knew that, hey, there's nothing New England's going to be able to do to get ahead of us. And they were taking shots. In New England, their defense, they knew that they had to take some shots. They figured, hey, if we can get Donald to start to turn the ball over a few times, hey, this is going to even things up. Because you saw the first 3 quarters, they were breaking on those balls early. They were looking to get pick sixes. They were trying to generate some points. And his credit, Donald didn't give him anything. He squeezed the ball into some tight spaces, and other times he just got rid of it. And you got to give Donald credit for last year what he did in Minnesota. He brought it over to Seattle and he built on it. He capitalized on it. Again, like I said, he had no turnovers this entire postseason. He moved the ball. He moved the chains. He used his weapons, and he got the wins. He didn't do anything spectacular as far as from the stat when you look at the stats. But when you look at the plays that he made when they needed them, he always did it. The moment wasn't too big for him. He didn't shy away from it. And some people would say, well, he didn't put up the huge numbers or whatnot. But at the same time, it is a Super Bowl. You are playing. It's not like you're playing a team that you're not playing a 9-17 that backed into the playoffs. You're playing a team, especially defensively, that's very good between the numbers. New England doesn't give up a lot of points. They give up yards, but they don't give up a lot of points. And they played the way the Patriots defense played when Vrabel was playing. And the team is built similar to what they were when Vrabel was playing. They don't have any stars on offense. May is not a star at this point. He's up and coming. Stephon Diggs is not a star at this point. And I mean, he lost a few things. Lost his girl, lost the ring.
Well, we're gonna get into that.
Arrested.
He really gave his girl
charges.
Back to the streets.
Charged. Yeah. But I thought it was an enjoyable game. I enjoyed seeing defense show up from both sides, but I knew eventually something was gonna pop. and they had to wait to the fourth quarter for it to happen. But when you keep pounding and pounding and pounding their running game,
man, them little
it's gonna
jabs.
happen.
And Kenny was consistent.
Yeah, he was consistently moving the chains.
Right. He was all game. I'm gonna give him that. He was all game.
Yeah.
I want to point. I'm talking like I want to point something out right quick though. Something you said. I know it's the Super Bowl. See, I am beginning not to like that because the Super Bowl places us in a prisoner of the moment ideology, because when you lose, that gives everybody every opportunity to say, oh, but you're not this because you lost that big game. I'm just gonna say this.
I don't subscribe to that.
I like what the college football playoffs do with the playoffs. I like how they make their tournament the whole thing, even the championship game. They make the tournament the whole game. Even though the NFL playoffs is exciting and we pay attention to it, the lead up to it being the Super Bowl, for a lot of people that just watch the game for the offenses and all that stuff, they tend to diminish the travel because Sam Darnold played lights out NFC Championship game. Yeah. He played hellified ball, looking like he was gonna be the Super Bowl MVP. He had JSN looking like he was gonna do something to Gonzalez 2 games prior to that. So let's not forget the Super Bowl is really the Super Bowl tournament because you have to travel to get there. There are teams that lose in the first round that don't get there, and you got people diminishing the quality of the journey because, well, he went home just like my boy in the first round went home. That is not the same.
No, not at all. It takes a lot to get there, and for some teams or some players, the moment is too big for them. I don't think the moment was too big for anybody in there. I don't think
the moment too big for anybody in there, right?
Yeah, I think the better team won it. And Seattle was better in every aspect of the game, not just. And when I say that, I don't mean just what they did on Sunday. I mean, when you found out those two were going to be playing, I kept saying, and people would ask me, and I would tweet out or I would send out something saying, hey, it's going to have to be a comedy of errors in order for New England to win, because Seattle was just that much better. New England didn't have an advantage in any aspect. Offense, defense, special teams, position groups, coaching, nowhere. I mean, the better squad not just overall, but man for man won.
What New England needed, and this is how I judge those all-time defenses. I think any defense can prepare for an offense if you got 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Offense too, everything work both sides of the ball, but you get a chance to ice up, you get a chance to watch more film, you get a chance to get 2 weeks worth of, 10 days at least, because it's a lot of traveling, a lot of mental things going on, but at least 8 to 10 days worth of, let me get it off me. 1 week would have put New England a little closer. I believe a 1 week Super Bowl would have given you that comedy of errors that you can get and sneak in and win. Now, another thing too, New England, even with 2 weeks off, I believe the elements finally caught up to them. Those were some hard AFC games they played. Denver not a joke. Yeah. Houston not a joke. You know, we're talking about CJ Stroud getting himself together and they'll be back next year. We're talking about Bo Nix getting healthy and they'll be back next year.
Yeah, and
we're talking about New England, if they'll be back. So those weren't, and those were weather games. And Seattle was living it up. But they played hard games too because they were on a fast track.
Yeah, but the main thing is the fact that when it gets down to it, we know what the single most important position in team sports is. But the most important group is your lines, is your front, it's your front line, your offensive line and your defensive line. If either one of those are terrible or very bad, odds are you're not gonna win. You saw that left side was non-existent. They had switched. They couldn't block arteries. It was looking bad. I mean, all you saw was lookout blocks. And Drake May was sacked 21 times throughout the postseason. That's a recipe for disaster.
You're going to see that on film.
Yeah,
you're going to see that on film.
I mean, they kept coming. They didn't have to. I know once they dropped the two D ends back in coverage, and they sent 8. They weren't prepared for this scheme. Seattle was doing things in this game that they hadn't shown during the season. I mean, McDonald really put together a game plan that was going to take them by surprise. I mean, they already had the advantage, but when you put out something that they haven't seen yet,
right,
makes it even worse. And you look at the size of their DBs, they don't have small DBs. They can come in if you send them on the blitz, they can bring down big quarterbacks. You're not sending 5'9", 180-pound corners on the blitz. You sending some 6'2", 215 guys coming in off the corner. So I mean,
and those are the types of guys you beat with an Oz Hakeem and a Wes Welker, because I'm gonna have to find me a guy to run underneath all of that to be a little mosquito and get on your nerves to move this ball down the field. And funny I said that because old New England found that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Old New England with Troy Brown, you like that. You know, so hey, better luck next year. But you know, I'm one of those believers that the window for everybody be different. Like this whole landscape could be different in 2027.
Yeah, because you know, especially for New England, because people are saying, well, Burrow will be healthy, Mahomes and the Chiefs should be back, and you know they expecting more from Buffalo. You know, and you think the Chargers would be better, but it's almost as if people are saying, "Hey, this was a one-off," and you know Lamar would be and the Ravens will be back in it. But hey, we don't know. This could be this year could have been the changing of the guard. And those guys,
well.
Hey,
right.
No, hey, the Chiefs might just be consistent from here on out, but not going to be an elite team. The Ravens might just be a threat in their division, but not in the conference. I mean, you know, the younger quarterbacks might have to have stepped up, and you know, because Bo Nix is going to be in his 3rd year, so he should be better. Burrow is, until they get a line in the defense, they're not a threat.
Right.
They're not a threat. I mean,
and let's be clear about what the changing of the guard is. I define the changing of the guards when they don't make people like me and Tank comfortable predicting that they're gonna be there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I want to go back and look at our old tape because I think we probably said Denver might not be ready. I think we probably said Seattle might not be ready. I think we probably said New England might not be ready. I think we probably didn't have Houston even playing around with it a little bit. You know, injuries do play a part in all that. You know, the season is long. But the thing is, that's what the changing of the guard is. When you start looking and saying, oh, I can't just beat them because they baby.
Right. you like, everybody, you saying everybody else is trying to catch up to them, but no, these teams that didn't make it last year, didn't make it to the playoffs. Now they've got to catch up to the teams that did make it.
Now I got to go. Guess what?
I got to go back to the drawing board.
I thought I was drafting for the Rams in my division, but I'm drafting for Seattle in my division.
Right, because you draft to win your division.
Right.
That's the first order of business. Win the division, then we can build and go from there. So all these other teams are going into the draft this year, going to the offseason. Hey, we got to win the division. We got NFC West. We got to win the division. The AFC East. We got to win the division now. Because it's not Buffalo anymore. It's not the Rams, or it's not the 49ers anymore.
49ers.
So
the 49ers might be looking at the situation like, am I really confident in not having this level of a quarterback and just letting everything handle its business? Let's talk about it. I mean, we're not switching on the subject, but let's talk about it. High-priced wide receivers value did not show up in the Super Bowl, in the playoffs. Not even the Super Bowl, in the playoffs. Ayuk was talking all that noise. San Francisco got better. Did they not?
They got better and didn't even use him, didn't even miss him this year.
Pickens, you talked all that noise. I know you had a good year with us, but Pittsburgh still made it to the playoffs without you. Tyreek Hill, you talked all that noise. I'm going in the past a little bit, but Kansas City was still doing its thing.
Mm-hmm.
So it was somebody else. My boy, the Commanders.
Oh yeah. Man, he was a non-fat McLaren.
Scary Terry.
Terry, yeah.
Scary Terry, you scared of the playoffs? I mean, let's be real. Yeah. So now the dynamic might be buck up on this defense and get a running back. Kenny Walker showed you that.
But it's a copycat league, so you're gonna see other, and the top 3 running backs that are free agents this year that are up, are Kenny Walker, Travis Etienne, and what's his name? I'm trying to remember his name. It's gonna come to me. But those are it's 3 of them who are up for the franchise tag who could be moving, and that's on. $14 million. Are you gonna franchise these guys, or are you gonna let them walk? It's gonna hit me in a second when that third running back.
Oh, okay. Well, while you looking up that third running back, make sure you follow and subscribe with us on YouTube at No Jazz Show, and we are live on Facebook at DUPONTZNIVEK. Also on the R to the U to the double SELL Tanker page, and in the locker room. And we are live on Twitch at No Jazz Show, just like it's spelled, JASSSW at the bottom of your screen. We are live on Riverside, on the Riverside platform. No Jazz Show.
Breece Hall.
Breece Hall name just got said live on the No Jazz Show. And make sure you follow and subscribe to know things like Breece Hall is the third running back, free agent that we're gonna be we were just talking about.
So those 3.
Walker, Breece Hall.
One of them is going to be changing teams. The other 2 I expect to be franchised. I think Walker is going. I expect Walker to be franchised. I mean, Walker's only 24 years old. There's no reason.
Oh Lordy.
Yeah, Breece Hall is 24.
I wanted to make him 26, 27 so bad.
Yeah, and Etienne. He fits Jacksonville's offense. He's one of the better backs in the league, and he might not want to go anywhere. Back. Yeah, he can run and he can catch it.
He might not want to go anywhere.
Yeah, I would. If I was Breece Hall, I would tell them, do not franchise me. Let me get the heck away from New York. I don't want to be on the team that had New in the name. I got PTSD just hearing New, because being with the Jets is not good for my career.
Now you said that those were the top 3, but
those are the three
the
unrestricted free agents.
3 unrestricted ones.
Yeah.
Is Rico Dowdle a free agent coming out of Carolina? And I think we got to figure out what we're gonna do with Buddy that got $1,000 for us this year.
Yeah, I don't think they're free agents. I think they're still under contract. But these three they're rookie deals up.
They're rookie deals.
Yeah, so you can franchise them if you want.
He did kind of look like a baby in the face. Now that I think about it, I thought he was like at least 26, but
yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, but I enjoyed the Super Bowl. I enjoyed it. I like when the defense shows up. I like when the running game shows up. And this is the first time since TD back in '98 that the MVP of the Super Bowl was a running back. And I've been saying it the past 2 years. I think we got a resurgence of the running back.
You got to say that again.
First time we've had a Super Bowl MVP that was a running back since TD, Terrell Davis, back in '98.
You know, those kids almost 30. That's crazy. That's wild.
And I'm glad to see it, because
that is wild.
Because we've gotten to the point where MVP awards for the season or for the Super Bowl are basically quarterback awards, unless a defensive player is just outstanding.
It completely dominates or falls in line with the game.
Yeah, or a wide receiver has a year that you just can't deny, like when Cooper Kupp had this triple crown that year. But other than that,
we're giving it out to right.
Yeah. So it was good to see a running back get it. And my only regret or thing that I wish would have happened when Walker broke that long one and scored, and the damn lineman had a holding penalty that called the center held, so they called it back. Right. I wanted him to get in the end zone. I wanted Walker to get into the end zone. That would have been the coup de grace. But he didn't score. But yeah, he was excellent. That offense ran through him, and that's why I've always felt that as far as the skill position after the quarterback, the running back is the most important skill position player on offense, because the running back is involved in the running game, obviously, the passing game as far as a receiver, and they also pass pro as well. So I believe that they're the second most valuable, because if you can run the ball, you have a real chance in winning. If you can't run the ball, it makes things a whole lot harder. It's a whole lot harder to win when there's no threat of a running game.
I mean, I don't care how much someone cliches you, the game done changed. No, it hasn't. Football is still going to cycle back into being football. You know, you can rearrange the nuances of the passing game. Eventually, the guys at the skill position on defense are going to catch up.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to get back to the internal part. It's going to get back to what happened in between them tackles. Mm-hmm. It's going to get back to my man on my side is going to make your man on your side tired of me laying on him.
Yeah, we're going to physically dominate you. If you think about it, it's demeaning and humiliating and debilitating when another grown man can grab you and move you the way he wants you to go against your will.
Right.
And that's what football comes down to, especially in the trenches. One grown man telling another grown man, I want you to over this way, and I'm finna move you over there, even though you don't want to go there. That's what you saw Seattle doing on both sides of the ball. Because that left side of
it was a Walter Jones action going on down there, boy. It was
there was the people movers.
I'm gonna tell y'all something, boy. Shout out, it was some Walter Jones action going on offense and some Cortez Kennedy going on defense for real.
Yeah,
I'm boys doing some things, man.
Yeah, I was impressed. And the speed at which they were playing on defense. If the pass was complete, not only were they right there to bring tackle, but they were fundamentally and technically sound. They weren't missing tackles. When they came up, you guarantee, okay, he's coming up. So that ball, there wasn't a lot of yak yardage. There wasn't a lot of broken tackles. They were making tackles. They were not only making tackles, they were hitting at the same time. Some defenses just hit, but they don't wrap up so they don't tackle, so you can bounce off. Others aren't physical as far as delivering a pop, but they are technically sound and they can bring you down. These guys last 2 nights ago, they were arriving with authority, wrapping you up and taking you down.
You
can't ask for any more than that. I mean, I know McDonald. I don't know why I keep getting the coach's last name. I know it's an MCD. Right. McDonald.
Right.
I know he was proud of that defense. And I saw somebody saying Sam Darnold is he this year, is he like a Trent Dilfer? I said, no, not at all. You cannot put that on him at all. I said, again, go back and look.
The Super Bowl tournament, Trent Dilfer didn't do any of that through the tournament. The defense was holding him.
Yeah. He didn't do it in the Super Bowl
defense took 2 games off.
Yeah.
Don't do that to Sam Darnold. But see, all that is that's just because they're looking at who he was. They're looking at who he was, and they're forgetting about that 14-3. That 14-3.
Mm-hmm.
And Minnesota looking at like, that Justin Jefferson looking like, man, I had me a quarterback.
Yeah, and Jefferson came out and said before the Super Bowl that he believes they would have been could have made the Super Bowl if they had kept Darnold.
Speaking of people that didn't keep people, shout out to DeMarcus Lawrence, who has just made the second DeMarcus to win a Super Bowl that left Dallas. And he has officially made the Dallas Cowboys the new farm team of the NFL. You go play for the Cowboys, get your experience in about 3 years, leave, you're gonna get a Super Bowl. I remember when the Tampa Bay Buccaneers used to be that team.
The Falcons too.
You don't want to be a farm team. You don't want to be known as the farm team. And I'm telling you, if you get on to be the farm team in the Cowboys, you're gonna really have a great time because it's a good time now. It's a good time learning football there.
Mm-hmm.
Best facilities don't really have to work. Get paid to not really work. Hey,
it's a good life. But again about Sam Darnold, as far as people not wanting to give him credit, I was watching LaShawn McCoy, and for this dude has it up his behind about not giving Sam Darnold any credit and can't stand him. I'm like, dude, the man went out and did his job. Why are you saying, oh, well, but the defense did this and that? He didn't want to give him any credit whatsoever. And I'm like, you've been hating on the dude all year for whatever reason. I mean, I don't understand why people, it's like this. When the quarterback plays well, he gets credit. That people don't want to give him credit because they want to say, well, it's this, that, and other. he went out and played well. He didn't have a great game. Okay, statistically, when you look, he was a little over 50%. He was like 60% completion rate, just over 200 yards. But he didn't have any. He didn't turn the ball over. No fumbles, no interceptions, and really, he didn't make any bad decisions with the ball that just didn't work out. He went where he needed to go with the ball. JSN went out. He found Cooper Kupp when he needed him. He found his tight end when he needed him. He didn't audibled out of bad calls. He audibled into good checks. He did everything that you asked him to do. They played complementary football. You cannot, I say this all the time when people want to talk about players who, well, he had this around him, he had that. They give him, they talk about, well, he had all this talent around him. He should have done this, that. No. I'm not one of those people that does that. I'm like this. You cannot fault a person for doing a good job. That's what they're supposed to do. That's why they're there. You can't fault somebody for doing their job well. Give them credit for doing what you want them to do and not take away from it because, well, he had this or he had that. He didn't have
contextually, that's what we're gonna do. Yeah. We have enough data to where when you come back with that statement, so you trying to say Patrick Mahomes, they're gonna hyperbolize way up there to make sure the argument condensed in their manner. Like even Shady saying what he said. Shady knows that Sam Darnold played this tournament better than Tom Brady did in 2020. Shady knows that the argument for Seattle's defense and the argument for the Tampa Bay Bucks defense, the argument for Seattle's defense being great for Sam Darnold in Seattle, and the argument for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 2020 defense being great for Tom Brady is an argument that benefits Tom Brady in 2020 more than it does Sam Darnold in 2026. As a matter of fact, Sam Darnold in 2026 might be a little bit closer to one of them 2004 Brady's. And I'm not saying you Brady. I'm just talking about tournament wise. When you got to get through Big Ben and you got to get through Peyton, and your defense is what's getting you through there, and your running back, you contextualize that how you want to.
Yeah, he did what was needed. That's all you can ask for. I mean, and I heard some people, I saw some people posting and asking questions, but Super Bowls bring out a lot of stupid arguments because I kept seeing it posted and then they discussed it on another show and all this asking, is Cooper Kupp a Hall of Famer? Unequivocally, no. At this point in his career, he's 32. No, there's nothing. And we aren't just all about numbers, but the man's numbers are not conducive to him even being in the argument for that. He had one great season. He had another 1,000-yard season. He had the Triple Crown. He had the Super Bowl MVP. But never has anybody ever said that Cooper Kupp was the best wide receiver in the NFL at all. Even the year he had the Triple Crown, he was the most productive. I still don't think anybody was saying he's the best out there. I mean, his numbers don't translate to say he's a Hall of Famer at all. I don't even think it should be discussed.
Having said that, we're gonna discuss the 2026 Hall of Fame inductees based upon that same context you're talking about. What do you think about the inductees?
I like the fact that you got a special teams player in there, a kicker who's been clutch. And it's particularly clutch in the postseason.
The only New England Patriots to win this past weekend. The only New England Patriot to win anything.
Yeah. So I was fine with Vinatieri. We knew it. We all knew it was going to happen. Not necessarily the first ballot, but we knew it was going to happen. I had no problem with any of them. The only person who I would have a little pushback on would be Roger Craig. I talked about it last show, but to go into, I mean, if somebody showed you his numbers, his average of 49 yards a game rushing over the course of his career, if somebody showed you that he wasn't close to 100 touchdowns, showed you he had like 60 something touchdowns, and he played 13 years, and he had 3,000-yard seasons. Only one great rushing season, which was 1,500 yards. The other two, he was just barely over 1,000. You would not say he's a Hall of Famer. You wouldn't. Granted, he's got the 3 Super Bowls, and I would give him this: he showed up in the Super Bowls. His Super Bowl numbers are conducive to his career as far as not being great running the ball, as far as yardage wise, nor being great receiving wise, but being average or close to average overall. Because he had what was 100 and something yards rushing to his 3 Super Bowls. He had a 100-yard game, then he had another game with like 70, another one with 40 something. But his overall, and he scored 3 touchdowns. That was in his first Super Bowl. He didn't score in his other 2. But his yardage overall, combined yardage, was like 50-50 for both, average wise for both. He was. I would have pushback on him. I'm okay with him getting in, because when you look at Craig play, you know that he's special. But his yardage, his numbers aren't special. And that 1,000.
We 3 Super Bowls, right?
Yeah.
This is about to be about 3 different discussions that we've had over time. So I'm not going to discuss. Yeah. I'm gonna just interject on, because I want to point out. We said rings can get you in.
Yeah.
What did you do within the matter of time that you did it?
Yeah.
Contextually, there's a whole lot of places you can kind of look at this. So I want to ask you something, and I want to go back to what you were saying about Cooper Kupp. Regular season alone, just total regular season, right?
Mm-hmm.
Was Lynn Swann better than Stallworth?
Yeah, because he did it longer. Because he did it longer than when Swann retired. He really Stallworth really came on.
So
for the time that they were going neck, when they were both Swann was the man. Yeah,
Swann was the man. So Swann has some regular season Hall of Fame numbers.
And yeah, but he's in for what he did in the postseason.
Okay,
but the regular season he did things, but we also looking at the different eras. But again,
where are Lynn Swann's receiving yards? Because you're admitting, right?
Mm-hmm.
That Lynn Swann is the ultimate. Besides, I'm gonna put like 1 and 2, like who show up in the postseason, because he should have been on our all-time offensive list too, easily.
He was on the Super Bowl.
He was on yours?
Super Bowl. Yeah, he was my slot. I had Irvin.
Lynn Swann. Right. Yeah, Lynn Swann was definitely in your slot.
Yeah,
that's right. So what I'm saying is, when you compartmentalize that, does his compartmentalization of Super Bowl, because I'm pretty sure he was a menace in the playoffs too. When you compartmentalize his Super Bowl effectiveness and efficiency, and you put it up against Roger Craig's Super Bowl effectiveness and efficiency,
Swann's are better.
Swann's are better?
Swans was better. But
So
I
that means
give
Franco Harris was doing
Craig.
it in the postseason.
No, Franco was doing it, but you got to remember it was a run-heavy offense then. But Craig numbers are the same in the postseason: 40-something yards rushing and 40-something receiving.
San Francisco's offense.
That's just what he put up. But again, when you look at Craig, you can see that, okay, yeah, this dude was different. But his numbers don't reflect that. But and he was the only person I would give pushback from, strictly from statistics. But looking at the eye test, he passes the eye test for me, and I would put him in. He's the only person who I would give pushback from, and it would be numbers based on his stats, but it wouldn't be based on what he did on the field.
All right.
The other guys, Kuechly, I got no problem with him. Yeah.
That's where I'm going. Kuechly. And I have nothing against Luke Kuechly. He was a very dominant. I've even said, boy was on every tackle. That's how he got himself out the league so fast, because he played cerebral, and he's colliding. Number 50 for the Cowboys, same way. When you playing ahead of the game, you're relying on athleticism. You're relying on this. So he made more collisions than everybody, and that's why he had all them injuries. Like I'm always on the play. So my question is, though, in the time Luke Kuechly played, was he ever the best linebacker in the league?
He was top. He was at least top 3.
So
he is the same. Kuechly is the same thing as Patrick Willis. Patrick Willis got in. I was kind of shocked because I didn't think
Patrick Willis got in.
I didn't think that he would get in or especially not first ballot, because he only played 8 years. I thought they would hold that against him, because
they didn't hold it against either one of them.
Yeah, but I thought it would be held against Willis.
6?
Kuechly was played 8-9 years.
He got 8-9. Okay.
Yeah, Willis got 8 years. Yeah, but I thought that would hurt Willis, and it didn't. And I didn't think that it would hurt Kuechly either, because when you look at Kuechly played linebacker. Period. He was an excellent linebacker, and he was one of those guys that you look at past great defenses. Every last one of those guys on that defense would say, "Yeah, he could have played with us." That's how good Kuechly was. They would say, "Hey, he could have played with us."
Even though Kuechly was in there with Beeson and Vilma.
Yeah, he was the standard. He was the crown.
Bad boys too.
Yeah, he was the crown, but Kuechly was the crown jewel of that defense. And they would say, "Yeah, he could play with us." So I had no issue with him getting in at all.
Okay. So that's Vinatieri, Craig, Kuechly. Okay. You said Willis.
Yeah, well, I can find him. Well, Willis been in, but I was saying
he had been in.
They were identical, yeah.
So everybody else pretty much a slam dunk.
Yeah, Brees. We knew Brees would get in. Yeah.
Drew Brees, Larry Fitzgerald. Yeah.
Now who's gonna be the closer out of that? Is it gonna be Brees or is it gonna be Fitz? Because they do it as far as the order. Whoever they think is gonna get the biggest hoorah is who they have close it out. Do you think it's gonna be Brees or do you think it's gonna be Fitzgerald?
I'm gonna say I think it should be Fitzgerald, but I think it's gonna be Brees. I think the quarterback, Super Bowl,
Saints fans travel.
Fitz personality. We're gonna have to see if he has one when he get up there on the podium. You know what I'm saying? But he wasn't that type of player. Arizona Cardinals folklore. You're gonna have to go down there to Canton to see if they. Larry got in. The people who are going to flock for Larry are going to be his mentors and his peers who respect the hell out of him. Meaning, like, oh, I'm coming here because I know I'm about to see Chris Carter.
Moss, I believe Moss and Carter.
I know I'm about to see Randy Moss. You know what I'm saying? Like they are coming to honor someone they gave the torch to, and he lived up to it. They're honoring that.
Yeah, because remember Moss and Carter,
they raised him.
They went to his games in high school. He was their ball. You know they're gonna be there.
Yeah. So, and you might have some Minnesota faithful, just like that. That's one thing. That's one thing that really tripped me out as connected as they were. But then again, the boys too good for Arizona to just let go like that too. But you would just think Minnesota would have tried to, bring that in. It just, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm gonna say he should, but it's probably gonna be Breeze.
Yeah, I think Breeze is gonna close it out.
The cool. You still have the New Orleans only Super Bowl and the story behind it. Breeze gonna probably, and I hope they show up for him, and I'm pretty sure they are. I'm pretty sure Reggie gonna show up for him. Colston gonna show up for him because I believe Colston gonna probably be one of them names. If he out there in the crowd, he gonna let him know, hey man, this is what you did for me. Antonio Gates gonna be out there for him just a wee bit. So they had some time,
LT will be there. Say we
LT gonna give him some. LT will give him some. He gonna have a respectable situation. I think Nick Saban should be there because Nick Saban was trying to get him when he had that job in Miami.
Yeah,
and the deal
they wouldn't pass him on the physical. They told me you need to get Dante Culpepper. Yeah, you need to get Dante Culpepper. He's gonna be better. And that made him decide, hey, let me go back to LSU.
Let me go back to college. Let me go back to college. So you got that going on. So yeah, man. So now been a lot of talk about these two, and I believe it's the talk because of the team they play for. We talked about Eli, but Witten didn't make it. Darren Woodson didn't make it.
I don't think Witten should have been. When I think tight ends, Witten does not come to my mind, and it's not because he's a Cowboy. It just when I think about top tight ends, great tight ends, Witten just does not come to mind to me at all. I mean, I don't think, barring Cowboys fans, I don't think anybody says, man, give me that Jason Witten.
I'm gonna tell you something. A lot of people got mad at Cowboys Nation is like, I'm pretty sure a lot of teams nation is like that. But Cowboys Nation is like, and I hate to be talking like this on a public podcast, but it's like all of us is one gang. But we different because we on this side of the street, like the Rolling Sixes over there, and then the Hoover Deuces. I'm sorry if I'm getting y'all wrong over here, but we all in the same group. So because it's so many of us, we were saying like, I think he's just a Ring of Honor guy. And you know what I'm saying? And the reason I think he's a Ring of Honor guy is we believe in championships here. And yeah, he got the numbers, but Jaden Novacek and Billy Joe Dupree did the job. You know what I'm saying? Like we really you didn't. How can I put you above the guy that got us some rings and they ain't even in there? There is really that argument going on in Dallas camp about Jason Witten, and they are living on. We know you ain't Shannon. We know you ain't Kelsey.
Mhm.
We know you ain't Gronk. We know
you're
you
not
ain't
Gates.
Gonzalez.
You're
We
not
know you ain't
Gates.
Gates. And 3 of them, wait a minute. I named 5. 2
Yeah.
of them, that's kind of your regular season peer. You're not him.
Yeah, he wasn't the best tight end at any time in his career. And you just don't think of Witten if you're outside of Cowboys fan as one of the best tight ends.
21. There were 21 first team all pros during he got some of them, don't get me right. 21 first team all pros during Witten's career. 21 tight ends. And man, when I was looking over that list, there was some dudes like you was like, he just a little bit more dominant than him during that time. Like he had a big name, like
Gonzalez.
For a little bit of time. Cooley.
Yeah.
Chris Cooley had a name. What my man in because they're quarterback, but he had a name. In Indianapolis with Peyton Manning.
Oh, Dallas Clark.
Come on, like outside of, and I in the context of a Cowboy fan. If I'm not a Cowboy fan, did Witten hit my radar? No, he wasn't hitting them all pros. We're just being honest. So, you know,
and even his yards per catch was like barely 10 yards. I mean, it's not like he wasn't a big play guy either. You very seldom saw him run away run for any yak.
Right.
I mean, and name a single. I think he got one signature play that I can recall.
Oh, the helmet coming off.
Right. See, exactly. That ain't. Now Darren Woodson,
that's some politics in that, boy.
Yeah, it's some. I think that I think he's gonna get in eventually.
I'm gonna tell you. I don't think the NFL was prepared for social media. And this is a very difficult argument for me because I'm a Cowboys fan. Darren Woodson was on the teams that had me talking a whole lot of noise about being a Cowboy fan those years.
Mm-hmm.
However, shout out, John Lynch was on the team that got me a personnel Super Bowl ring. So I'm gonna always have. I'm not going to talk down on John. I'm just not. That's John. I'm sorry. I'm not. However, having said all that, I don't think the NFL ready for the internet, boy, because when they did that side by side, when they had Darren and John, like all the safeties, I knew it was a different side by side, but y'all showed this one, and it was like, ooh, y'all did him dirty.
Yeah.
Y'all did my boy dirty. Ooh.
I think he's gonna get in eventually. And
shout out to Darren Woodson. Very humble man.
Yeah. And I think Eli is gonna get into the Giants Ring of Honor. I don't think he's a Hall of Famer. I just don't.
Eli going in with Tom. Watch.
He shouldn't.
Tom eligible next year?
Yeah, I think Tom Tom 20, they won. All right, Tampa won in 20. He played one more year, 21. Yeah, I think this year he's eligible. It'll be 5 years.
So he 2027.
Yeah, 2027. Because he retired. He retired after the 21 season.
I don't even know if I got the photo, but it's some bangers. First time eligible coming up. But I don't have it. But I'm gonna tell you, man, they gonna let Eli speak right before him, and they're gonna have all them jokes.
He should not get in he should not go in with Brady. He shouldn't go in. I don't think Eli should get in. I think Eli basically helped play himself out of getting in. 500 record, 2 postseason runs. Granted, they were Super Bowls, but there was Eli, no all pros. Eli never led the league in anything. Nobody ever said Eli is the best quarterback in the league.
But you know what? Let me tell you something. Eli might be satisfied with that because we might be making Eli more than what it is, because Eli knew he was Derek Carr to Peyton's David. He knew that. Like, David Carr was supposed to be the man. Derek Carr ended up being, not to say Eli ended up being better than Peyton, but if I'm not mistaken, Eli got his ring first, right?
Yeah, he got his first, yeah.
Got his first. So for me, it seemed like Eli getting in the Giants Ring of Honor, being 500, I really outclassed myself based upon my brother was supposed to be everything he became. That's the expectation. I never tried to live up to him. Nobody ever tried to make me live up to him. You know, he was the one carrying the torch for Archie.
Yeah.
I'm cool.
Eli can say, hey, I'm the second best quarterback in my family. Peyton, Eli, then Archie.
I'm the second best quarterback in my family. And then Archie gonna have to come down with the argument, I'm the best quarterback in my family, college football.
Yeah. But I think that Eli is a better Jim Plunkett. Jim Plunkett doesn't need to go in the Hall of Fame either. I mean, people always want to say he got 2 rings, and we place an emphasis on rings, but at the same time, you still have to look at the totality of a person's career, and if this person was ever the best in the league or top 5 in the league.
And them all pros, man. Them all pros.
Yeah. Neither one of them was ever considered the best quarterback or one of the top quarterbacks in the league.
And then
Eli's own teammates never talked about him as being great. Tiki always had something to say. Michael Strahan has never been giving him a glowing endorsement. None of those guys have ever given him a glowing endorsement. And there's something to be said for that. If I played with you for X number of years, if we won championships, and I'm still not on your jock like that, that lets me know that you weren't that guy. You were just one of them.
Now, does Bill and Mr. Kraft make it in next year?
Bill should have made it this year.
Have they?
Yeah.
Okay.
And with all of the backlash and all this and stuff, but now they're talking about changing the voting and doing this and that. If y'all would listen to us when we told y'all 2 years ago how to do this damn thing, you wouldn't be having all these damn problems.
Just like Prime said, I'm not saying anybody ugly. I love them words. He said, I'm not saying anybody ugly, but you wouldn't have the Grinch judging the beauty contest
Right.
because he don't know what beauty is.
Right.
It is what it is. All right, now I'm finna mash the gas a little bit, just a little bit. We got to talk about George Pickens in this franchise tag. We can get in and out of that real quick. What do you think? What do you think is the best scenario for Dallas to do? And do you think it is what Dallas is going to do?
Franchise tag for wide receivers this coming season is $28 million. Do you believe that Pickens is worth $28 million? I believe that Pickens is worth $28 million to the Cowboys because that gives them because the best part of Dallas's team is the wide receiver, it's a passing attack. And you have a legitimate 2 receivers if you have Pickens. Otherwise, you back in the same boat that you in before you had Pickens. I think that Dallas is going to franchise him and maybe trade him if somebody comes through with some trade capital. But I don't think that I would franchise him because he did thrive in that offense. So I would do it, but if not, somebody else is going to offer him $30 million.
It's a lot of money out there for him.
Yeah. He's the best receiver available right now. And if his head is screwed on straight and it's screwed on straight beyond getting paid and meaning, hey, I want to be the best player out there and I want to win a championship. If that's the case, you got a dog at receiver.
He is shout out to my boy. He going through a Le'Veon Bell situation. It's like, I'm gonna give you $28 million and put you on probation. I think Le'Veon Bell at that time was like 13 and a half, 14, something like that. I'm gonna put you on probation to see if you are mature enough to have money. Now, there's gonna be some people in your ear about what you should have gotten, how you should have got this, and they didn't do this and they didn't do that. But the cool part about it is your situation is league wide.
Mm-hmm.
So somebody that's taking you from Dallas with all of that might just be trying to make Dallas mad. Your situation is league wide, and they might be using us as the litmus test to say, okay, 2027, 2028, we know y'all about to go through something trying to figure out how y'all gonna keep CD and George if they do well. So I'm gonna go ahead and pluck him off your hands. I'm gonna go ahead and get him off your hands and let y'all have that. Cool. We have enough draft picks to wear the franchise tag, and you picking the rookies makes sense, right? Me personally, I'm going back to 2021, and a lot of people didn't like what I said, and I'm just keeping it 1,000. I'll franchise tag George Pickens and then dangle CD out there. I will dangle CD out there in the face of somebody like Andy Reid in Kansas City who loves he loves a wide receiver like CD that move around a lot because I hide him better than y'all do. Like when CD move in Dallas, you know he getting the ball.
But when you could dangle him with the 49ers too, because Kyle needs a receiver.
I'm gonna dangle him out there for some first and second round draft pick because my pick is the 9th pick. No, my pick is the 12th pick. And somebody like Kansas City has the 9th pick. That's why I said them. And if I can steal your safety that you need to sign if you don't sign by draft day from you, pretty decent safety. If I can steal him from you and then get your 9th pick for CD, I'm going to get Carnell Tate right quick. Now I have I'm gonna take you out the franchise tag. I still got my man Carnell Tate for 3 years, even though he might be a head case too. So I got 2 head cases. Head cases ain't never been head cases in Dallas ain't never been an issue when trying to win a championship. Keep it 1,000. Let's keep it 1,000. So I'm gonna mess with Carnell Tate on the gamble of what Ohio State wide receivers do when they get to the league, at least within the first 2 years.
Yeah.
Boys go crazy. So I'm gonna play around with that. Let CD have it, and I got me a 24 and a 21-year-old. That's gonna be 24. That's gonna be 27 years old when this contract up, and I'm gonna have me a 24-year-old when the rookie contract up, and that's gonna be right around the time that the $6 million wannabe needs his replacement. Hanging on to him too long. Oh, and it'll be crazy to let CD go right now. I'm crazy to say what I'm saying. I'm not even saying CD is bad. I'm saying this is the first time in a long time that throughout the league, that Batman and Robin stuff ain't really Batman and Robin.
Yeah, because when you have too much money tied into these receivers, to 2 receivers, it really hurts your franchise.
It hurts
you
your
got
franchise.
money, you got that money tied up into them, and you got that money tied up into your quarterback usually. So you really don't have much money to spend trying to get anybody else. That's what's happening with Cincinnati.
You don't have no. Let's keep it 1,000. That's what's happening with Cincinnati. Hold up. JSN. Oh yeah, you earned your money this year. But we didn't win. We didn't win the Super Bowl with you. You got us there. But we didn't win the Super Bowl with you. But we're going to pay you a king's ransom for all you did in the regular season. But let it be known, we did not win the Super Bowl game with you. So the wide receiver value stock, the money versus the outcome, because JSN, you actually earn your money, but you also helped the argument because you on a rookie contract, ball out of control, and made it to a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Whereas we got all these high-paid guys.
But JSN is still on his rookie deal, so you don't have to worry about paying him yet. He's only in this third. This will be his 4th season, so you don't have to worry about him yet.
He could go play some sit-out games.
Yeah,
with
I don't
Ballmer.
think he
could
is.
Play that, but he don't seem like that type of guy. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So the market to play around diva wide receiver, you know, the data working against him.
Yeah, because it's getting to the point now where you're saying everybody wants to give all this money to receivers, but how many is it really working out for? How many are really? Because remember, after the Rams gave Cooper Kupp that money, he was hurt. He wasn't productive. He ain't had 1,000-yard season since.
Devontae got his money, and that's not to say Devontae wasn't balling, but it was like he ain't Devontae.
Yeah, and he hadn't let anybody get in the jewelry, and he's in his 30s now.
He's in his 30s. Nothing against Devontae or none of that. It's just the gamble is if I put all this money on offense and I leverage it against not having a defense, it's not getting the hardware. The data shows it. You know, especially in the quarterback position. But at any rate, moving right along. We talking about winning. I'm gonna jump all the way down to what you said, because I need to figure out who this was. You were listening to Debo and Joe. I got the name Deborah.
Debo. James Harrison and Joe Hayden.
Joe Hayden.
Yeah.
Okay. And $250 million versus no ring, or $100 million and a ring. What's more important?
Yeah, which
I,
would you
I heard
take?
this on a basketball
Yeah.
conversation too.
Yeah. He had Debo asked Hayden, which would you take? $100 million and a ring, or $250 million and no ring? Hayden said, I would take the 250. Ain't no question. Give me the 250, give me my money. Debo said, give me the 100 million and a ring. He said, because I played the game because I wanted a ring. I played the game. I found out that they were going to pay me to play a game that I love, but I want to get a championship. Hayden, and he said, hey, the reason you want the money is because you spent most of your career with a trash organization in Cleveland that was never going to get to a ring. But so for me, my thing
If you
is,
started out in Pittsburgh, you might have a $100 million
different mentality.
conversation.
Yeah, my thing is, I agree with Harrison. If I'm playing, I mean, as 100 million and 250 million, that's a big difference. But I'm sorry, and I guess I'm old school. I'm a purist, or whatever you want to call it. I want to be able to say I won it all. I want to be able to say I'm a champion. I want to be able to say we were the best. I was part of this team that was the best that year. Because at the end of the day, people want to know, hey, well, you played, you did this. Did y'all ever win? No, we never win. Oh man.
You turn into just another guy.
Yeah. You got money though, but I want a ring. I'm sorry. Because you do play to win the game. Herm but you do play to win the game. You get paid, but if I'm gonna get paid, if I'm gonna play, I want to get paid, but I want to win the championship. I mean, because you got guys who aren't talked about as being some of the best or one of the best to ever do it, but Eric Dixon, one of the best running backs to ever play the game, but he got as many as I got. Marino, one of the very best, without a doubt, to ever play the game. He got the same amount as I got. Jim Kelly, 4 cracks at it, naked. Thurman, 4 cracks at it, naked. And those guys, I don't care what anybody says, if you ask them to be honest and hey, answer off the question, off the record, what would you give just to have one ring? Man, I would.
It
I
changed
believe
everything.
it. Yeah.
LT. Look at LT's conversation. And I'm not talking about Lawrence Taylor, I'm talking about LaDainian Thomas. All-time single season touchdown.
I'm trying to remember who took it.
Okay.
Somebody else got it. Now somebody else took it. I'm trying to remember who.
Like going back to my boy. You know what, Prime, you must be my uncle, big cousin, something, because boy, good God Almighty. The Burberry liner, the Burberry, you know, the liner,
yeah,
you know what I'm talking about. And I heard they do this in Canton. Now I don't know how true it is, but I'm talking about 2 stores, real quick. Imagine getting your gold jacket, and they had a Burberry liner that represented the ring, the Super Bowl ring, and you got a gold jacket that didn't have that liner. And then you walk up on your friend. Yeah, they wear their rings to Canton, and you see the rings, but you got the gold jacket. So then you got to show the ring to separate the conversation.
Yeah.
But if you get
yeah, I'm a champ. I'm a
I
champ.
heard it's like when you go to Canton and they have that little dinner.
Yeah.
They be calling out them tables. How many tables can you sit at? Like Jerry Rice, he's can you sit at the more than 5 all pro table? Can you sit at the I'm holding whatever NFL record table. Can you see that?
Yeah.
I'm holding, and it's them tables start breaking down, and then they were like, when you start breaking them tables down, and you see Marino
Way back there. Yeah. Yeah, it's that ring means something. And I remember it was Chuck Noll, Don Shula, I think Joe Gibbs. No, not Joe Gibbs. Bill Walsh. John Shula said they were all sitting down eating lunch. And they started talking about rings and championship. And Shula said I was the only loser at the table. Because Walsh got 3-0. No, 4-0. Shula 2-3.
two and three. But then is it juxtaposed? Can come back with the argument, but I'm not the only loser at the table because I'm the only one perfect.
Okay, yeah, but
no, what I'm saying is like you have to
yeah,
start contextualizing your arguments.
Yeah, but he said, I was the only loser at the table.
I'm the only loser at the table, so I got to start contextualizing my arguments.
Right.
But he talking semantics for these guys. You know what I'm saying? Like Joe Gibbs 3-0.
The ring means something. I mean, it just does. You can't. It's just like, hey man, I was a top boxer. I was rated number 2, and I was the number 2 ranked heavyweight in my career. Did you ever win championship? No, I didn't. I never got the title. Don't nobody care. Really. Who have you heard talked about as far as a boxer who was a top contender, top number 2 or 3 ranked, but never won a title?
It don't.
I got money, but you never held a belt.
Just like and these jokes are fun on TNT. Shaq was like, I was talking all that noise. And Shaq was like, don't let me come over there and punch you with my brass knuckle. And all his rings. And it was like, you ain't gonna punch nobody. Like he had to go to the brute of the conversation, but Shaq was on the, you don't know.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I mean, so for me, I'm gonna take the 100 million, make it work, and take my ring with me.
For me, I am going to understand that I got drafted by the Jets. I got drafted by Cleveland. I got drafted by who else used to be out there like that?
Cincinnati.
I got drafted by Cincinnati.
Detroit.
I got drafted by San Diego. I got drafted by the Arizona Cardinals. So I'm going to have to argue for the 250. I'm just gonna have to. But if I got drafted by Cowboys, I'm gonna be mad. The Steelers, I'm gonna be mad. Anybody that wins, I am San Fran. I'm gonna be mad. We couldn't figure it out how to do what they do.
Yeah.
How many championships did it make for Seattle? 2 or 3?
2.
All that time, 2. Shout out to the 1976 freshman class. Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Seattle Seahawks. You both now have 2. And check this out. The Bucs can sit at that table and say, I'm 2-0.
Yeah.
Seattle sit at that table and say, I'm 2-4.
2-2. Yeah.
2-2. Yeah, 2-2. 2 out of 4, 2-2. That's just how it is. Now, we did that. Oh boy. We did that. I shouldn't even say. It was the way it was crunched up into sentences. We got to talk about it, man. And because that's what I wanted to get to, really. James Pierce Jr. And we got to get in father mode at this point. We got to get in father mode because this thing got a whole lot of layers to it. But unless you've been hiding under a rock, I don't even want to say the girl name in it, but she's a WNBA player, and her name been just tossed out there a whole lot. But he got into an altercation with his girlfriend, ended up following her, pretty much chased by the police.
Rammed her car with his.
Rammed the car, rammed the Lamborghini, got away again, and gave chase to the point where he
crashed her car, crashed into her head on.
Crashed into her head on. Could be facing prison time. Career over. Could be. I don't want to say. Atlanta Falcons late first round pick.
Yeah.
Late first round pick. I honestly, I don't know how to tell a young man to be 20-something years old with millions. It's hard.
Yeah, but she said that he was getting increasingly controlling, and there was also his temper and everything is also why he fell on teams' draft boards. He had high school classmates who talked about the fact that he had an extremely short fuse, and he also had an extremely short fuse at Tennessee. Those teammates talked about it. So I mean, this is something that's been ongoing, and hopefully this is the first time that he'd ever done something like this to her,
Right.
put her in danger. Because I would hate to think, yeah, to 25,000. I would hate to think that she endured 3 years of dating him and he was putting hands on her. But you can't. I'm sorry. I mean, I believe I'm all for giving guys a little leniency when they do stuff, but this could have been extremely bad. Could have ended up even worse. He could have killed her. He could have killed himself. The cops, it took 7 cops to bring him in. Yeah. They could have killed him. Like, hey, he's doing this. Somebody could have got trigger happy and shot him.
Right.
Yeah. So I mean, and I'm sorry,
he's definitely he getting God grace, but he getting man's grace on 2 ends, because the officers obviously gave him patience and grace because they understood he was someone at a high status.
Yeah.
Local famous, being an Atlanta Falcon. They don't want don't want that news, and you're gonna get that more patient than you would.
Yeah.
June.
Right.
From a dating standpoint, I'm almost pretty certain Buddy got, how long you been with the Falcons?
This is first year.
First year. That's what I thought. I'm almost certain Buddy got at least 2 years worth of NIL money to take care of her while she was on her come up. So, and then of course you always looking like you're gonna make it to the NFL, and you did make it to the NFL. You are making this money, at least 20. So I hate to be saying stuff like this, but, and I'm not gonna say every female does this, but it's a little comfortable and easier to stay with somebody that's verbally abusing you and physically abusing you if the money right. So,
remember she was already in the WNBA though.
How much they make?
For I don't know, but she was in, she was getting NIL money also.
How much they make?
Hey, I don't know, but
that's what I'm saying. I'm almost certain Buddy was leveraging them pockets better than and that's what I'm saying. Like a lot of this might be, let's see, they need to talk to these boys in the Rookie Symposium about this. It ain't just it need to be updated because it ain't just getting trapped by babies no more. You know, you getting trapped by when you put your girl on and she's going in circles she might not have been going in before, even though you NIL, WNBA, your Instagram and your social media popping a little bit. The NFL linebacker on the rookie contract probably made what the dude ninth on the depth chart in the NBA made. So when he get in her DMs, she might answer. So if you already got a hot head, your pocket pride start coming in. Like I know you ain't playing around with. So we got the. And I know what I'm saying, but I see too many young black men going through this, and it almost sounds like when I'm advocating to teach them better, women tend to think you forgetting about them, and they've been victimized. No, I'm not, because you all are the first ones that bring this to light, and you say he's always been like this. I'm from a generation where I know a lot of women took them licks, and I know a lot of women got hit one time and said, "Oh, it's enough of me." You know what I'm saying? Just like on What's Love Got to Do with It. I could push a cake in Tina's face. But one girl said, "You ain't got to hit me but one time, Mike."
Yeah, but I think with that though, because we don't know what all
we know
they broke up last year.
Oh, he's still at it.
Yeah. So I don't know what type of relationship they have that was in the abuse or anything, because her statement never said anything about previous abuse.
Oh, I thought you were saying she could.
No.
You said it could have been hypothetically.
Yeah. Okay. Hypothetically, it could have been something that because she did say she broke up with him because he was getting progressively more possessive. So, but that doesn't necessarily mean that he was putting hands on her. So I don't want to put it out there that he was doing
and possessive for a woman is a relative statement.
Yeah, but the bottom line is that's not what he's done allegedly is something that nobody should be doing. And
that's my point.
I mean, he put his life in danger 2 times and put her life in danger once by ramming her car. He put himself in danger again, like I said, by ramming her car and by fighting with 7 police officers. And again, because they knew who they were dealing with, like you said, they said, okay, we're not finna. Normally, we would go ahead and just pop this dude, but this is a high-profile guy. We don't need all this other stuff coming down on us right now, so we're not gonna pop him. But somebody might have tased him and said, because they didn't even tase him. Now somebody could have tased me. Some people who passed away from getting tased because they got a heart condition or whatnot. But yeah, he got released on $25,000 bond, and he got a stay away clause. And for his sake, I hope he's smart enough to actually stay away. Because if he violates it, they're gonna yank him and throw it behind the jail. But I do believe he's gonna need counseling, he's gonna need therapy. And I believe that he needs, if all of this happened the way she said, and he actually did all this stuff, I think he needs, well, it won't be jail time because jail time is a year less. They need to go ahead and send him to prison. He's looking at 5 years. I would have a problem if they send him away for 2, because you can't keep.
He did all that in the city. He did all that in the city, and it's hard to overlook that. Like the reckless.
Yeah, you can't just. You want to be lenient at times, but you can't be lenient with some stuff and give somebody a slap on the wrist instead of giving them something that's going to really wake them up.
Well, if I'm your attorney or your agent, see, this is where it really gets tricky. But I know what position you play, and I know what you play professionally, and I know what you've been playing pretty much all your life to get that good at what you do.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm your attorney or your parents or anything like that, hey, put me on the table and scan me, because I might have a disorder. Like I might be messed up.
Yeah,
And
but you can't think about it, you can't detect, say CTE. You can't
so they
detect.
say.
You can't. Yeah, but
I think they saying, let me tell you about this. For me, I think they are saying this to protect themselves from the slippery slope of everybody that's in prison that played football saying, "Oh, I got a headache, and I done had a headache all my life, and I probably acting stupid and doing crazy stuff because I played Pop Warner ball."
yeah, I
I don't.
think he
I
can.
just don't.
I
I
give
don't
him
think
two.
you can see. I just don't think you can see a dime on the moon, or a satellite can see the year on a dime, um, from way out in outer space, and you can't go through the machine, and your brain blue over here and healthy might be green. I just don't. I'm sorry. I don't believe that personally. I don't believe that
Yeah,
personally. Do the
yeah.
scan.
I would still have to. Yeah, even if, let's say, if he did have a condition, okay, where we can work your condition and treat it while you serving these 2 years,
Yeah, you.
because
I'm gonna need.
yeah,
I'm gonna need. Now you. Now I might have to go a mental hospital and be monitored for 2 years, treatment out of that, care, whatever the case may be. That's different. That's
yeah,
different.
but
But
he doesn't
that
need to
man
be on
ain't
the
been
street.
hitting. That man ain't been hitting people's head. He has not been hitting, and a lot of guys like that. You have not been hitting your head up against a wall, uh, on purpose. You know what? That's what football is. Football is. I've
Yeah,
decided for millions of dollars, I see a brick wall, and I'm gonna get up to 40 miles, 20 miles an hour, and run slam into it for
yeah,
my mama house, jewelry, rings, and a whole lot of coochie. So
yeah. Yeah, I would give.
man, hey,
Yeah, but
go get the
I would
scan, man.
still, if he's done it, if he's guilty of that, I would still send him away. Hey, you gonna be gone for minimum 2 years. You might get out early on good behavior, but we gonna tell you got 2 years to the door. I mean, just like they were trying to get Henry Ruggs some leniency. He's up for parole this year,
This
so
year.
he could be released. But yeah, but
And
he
how old
needed
Henry
to
gonna
get
be?
that time.
27, 28?
Yeah, and said,
But
he's been working out. He's been working out trying, because he's planning on trying to get back in the NFL. And
ooh,
if he goes away for 2 years, when he comes out, if he still had shows that he hadn't lost much, they'll give him another shot.
a lot
I
of
mean,
athletes
because
coming out.
yeah, because
The money gonna be different.
yeah, but they will, if you still young and you still show that you can do this, that, and other, they will give you a shot. Little got a shot. Vic got a
Yeah.
shot.
I think um
Dante Stallworth got a shot.
Dante Stallworth got a shot. I think even before he went back, Nebraska,
Yeah, Phillips,
Lauren
Lauren
Phillips.
Phillips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. All y'all, well, I don't know about Dante, but Lauren Phillips should have got a scan. I'm telling you, man, son,
yeah,
you ain't all the way right. You are not all the way right. But I'm not justifying being lenient with your sentence. I'm just saying
mm,
it's some other stuff going on. And shout out to the entourages and all the come on dogs out there that see they boys get in these situations and they be like, "Hey man, come on, dog,"
yeah,
and it snap them out of it, you know. So y'all go through a lot. Y'all go through a lot. So having said that, we're gonna go from one guy being bad to Bad Bunny. Because that's the talk of the town. That's the talk of the town, and we're gonna get to the other talk of the town, Stephon and Cardi. But what do you think about the halftime show? What do you think about all the noise? And you can start wherever you want to start. What do you think about all this noise behind the halftime show?
I think all the it's not American and this, that, and other crap, all that ignorant crap. I think that was. I don't think it had a. I don't think it had a place. It was. It was. This is who they decided they were gonna have for the halftime show. The
You're going
man
for the
has.
whole year.
Yeah, the man has 89 million streams per month. He's the most streamed artist in the world, and the Super Bowl halftime show, we want to say, hey, it's for us because it's the Super Bowl. You know, the halftime show is for us. The Super Bowl and the halftime show are the most streamed and viewed sporting events around the world for the every year. That means that halftime show is for everybody in all these countries and continents all around the world because everybody's watching. So the halftime show is bigger than just us, and he is truly a global artist. So all these other people watching in other parts of the world, they knew who he was. Me, I didn't know anything about him until they announced his name, and I was like, okay, who and what is a Bad Bunny? I have a friend who's Puerto Rican. His daughter likes him.
Okay.
And he told me, yeah, man, he sent me some of the music. And I listened and I was like, okay, this it's cool. Because I don't speak Spanish, it's not doing it for me the way something else would, but it wasn't bad because a lot of Spanish music or Hispanic music is real catchy and the beat and it was upbeat. So getting to the show, I liked it. I thought I couldn't understand it, but I could feel it. And that's what music does. It allows you to feel the energy and feel what's going on.
What did you feel?
I felt that it was for me, it's like he was exposing us and taking us into what it's like growing up Puerto Rican, growing up in Puerto Rico.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. Okay. I
Yeah,
know. And I wasn't going against the show. I was like, I'm
yeah,
trying to understand, was it the vibration or was it the
yeah.
message?
I was like,
this is how we
yeah,
came.
yeah.
Gotcha.
This is how things are. And then you saw all the symbolism of the things that go on. Like even when the power went out, the power lines when they were up there, because I know some people like, why is he up on a utility pole? But that was representative of all the power outages that they have in Puerto Rico, and they aren't getting help from the government to help them get things fixed.
Right, from all them storms.
It's those storms, and they always have power outages. And they went 6 months without power one time. But just that, of course, the dancing and the different things that they had.
I know you didn't. I know you. Hold on. I know you didn't just blow by the dancing just like that. I know you didn't just.
What? Because I've evolved. I'm beyond just the physical. I'm here.
Oh, no,
man.
You know what?
But I thought that it was.
Come on, man.
But the
That's
entire
the
thing.
culture.
Because that was good. The symbolism. I thought it was well. I thought it was a very good production. And
the symbolism of all that, the symbolism of all of that going on.
Yeah.
All of those. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying right now. I want y'all to hear what I'm saying right now. The queens of I didn't understand it, and you hypergamous. They still got married with the electricity.
Mm-hmm.
In the sugarcane field and they over in the bodega gambling. They still got married. She still loved her man enough. He was throwing shots. He was throwing shots. He was throwing shots at the Hispanic Floridians. That's diverse with these blacks.
Mm-hmm.
Them Hispanic urban New Yorkers. Oh, he was throwing them.
Yeah.
I caught it.
He had in the two bodega, what I think they call them bodega, the two places where he got
The food,
got food.
the bodega, yeah.
Those were actual owners of those types of establishments. They were, and their wedding, that was an actual
I heard
wedding.
that they were an actual
Yeah.
couple, right?
Yeah, because they asked him, they wanted him to come to their wedding, but he didn't. So instead, he had them come there. They did that, and the fact that then seeing Ricky Martin there, I didn't know who the hell it was till after I had to go back and somebody
Yeah,
that
you
was
got to
Ricky
saw
Martin.
Ricky.
Yeah,
And Cardi B was her Dominican,
yeah.
you know.
And then seeing Lady Gaga there singing, and the fact, and you find out that her wearing that color, that shade of blue dress was symbolic of the original Puerto Rican flag that was talking about fighting for independence.
Right.
It was, I mean, I thought it was excellent. I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
Hold on.
And the reason I didn't give it higher is because I don't understand the language.
Hold on. You gave it a 8.5 out of 10 off the show itself.
Everything. Off the show.
Off the
and
show.
Seeing
Off the show itself.
Yeah.
Okay. And I don't mean to cut you off. I'm asking because there's two different 8.5 out of 10. There are people judging 6s based on previous performances.
Mhm.
You're judging that on. I looked at that performance. I'm not comparing it to anyone else. I'm looking at this performance and I'm giving it an 8.5. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, because I thought it was excellent. I'm curious as to how it came across as far as visually to people who were in the stands, because you in the stands, you're looking down. I guess they were looking at the monitors so they could. And I'm more curious as if they got the same view that we got. Because he was down in there going through the cane, going through.
Oh yeah, no, well, you probably got screens to show.
Yeah, yeah. So I was curious as to if they were getting the same views that we got. But I thought he did a great job.
I thought it was cool.
Yeah.
I shot him an 8 because I was kind of laughing, but then again, I kind of understand too. I looked at it from both sides. Bible Belt, Midwest. I'm not saying y'all got a right to argue, but y'all gonna argue because y'all aren't really in that diverse of a culture. You know what I'm saying? Like diversity is Central Florida on down to Key West, New York, California. We got the Puerto Ricans, the Dominicans, the Mexicans, the Ethiopians. We going to school and we got friends. We go to their house and it's straight Spanish, but the child bilingual. We dating a girl who mama saying, "Why you bringing this negative home?" We don't know it, but we like, "Oh, she gonna be straight because the mama's still fine."
Yeah.
But they, and then we being from Florida in that environment is, what are you? Oh, I'm Cuban. Oh, I ain't Cuban. I'm Puerto Rican. I know you didn't just call me like y'all be arguing like that. They all don't look the same to each other.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? They all don't look the same to each other. So we've dealt with that. We remember going to the clubs, and they still do it today. We used to go to the clubs and hear all that music and know what was going on. Esta loca, we don't know what's going on, but our homeboy told us, and they are brothers.
Yeah.
We cool. We didn't spend the night with some Puerto Ricans. So my thing is, it was hard to dislike that if you came up with it. I'm not even saying I'm the most Spanish. If you came up with it, I had a Puerto Rican girlfriend tell me, "Oh, you like her? She ghetto." How you know she ghetto? Look at her hair. She taught me the difference between a ghetto Chico hairstyle and one that got something.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. You know what I'm saying? I can see that in our sisters, but she knew what a nappy head Chico looked like. You know what I'm saying? So like it was hard to not get caught up in the gyrations and all that stuff. No, I ain't understood
Yeah.
what he was saying. Now here's the one part that did bother me.
Mhm.
Not saying the show was bad. Here's the one part that did bother me about his show. And I'm seeing all the black folk who arguing on behalf of they think they own the show. They think they own the show because 78% of the NFL is black.
Mhm.
Chris Brown should have did it, and Jay-Z is the one that put the show together. Like black people got this. Black people got
Yeah.
this chokehold on Super Bowl halftime for some
Yeah.
strange
Like
reason.
it's
I don't
supposed to
know
be.
why
It's supposed to be just us.
it's supposed to be just us. But the truth of the matter is, the one thing I did kind of say, he ain't as pure as and he don't have to be, but
Mhm.
you gotta give me a Mookie. You gotta give me a Mookie. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-huh.
You gotta give me, like, at the end of Beach Street.
Yeah.
That was dedicated to Ramo. But Ramo ain't had nothing but black friends. So what I'm saying is, like we let you say that word still. We let you say that word. And we weren't inclusive in your little show to a degree. And we talking about down Miami, Tampa, New York. Y'all hang with us. So when you alleviate, and we upset, when you alleviate just a speck of us enough, it was some of them I saw in the dance thing.
Yeah.
When
Yeah.
you
Right.
alleviate Mookie, and you alleviate Rob, and we threw this whole show for you at the Roxy. And we got the Bronx Street Breakers against the New York, whatever they was. Like we threw this whole Fat Joe, all your friends. We know what's going on. Like when we're not inclusive in that to a degree, and we know we are your urban culture, something ain't right about that. You know what I'm saying? I'm not
Yeah.
knocking the show, but
I don't have an issue with it because I think that he made a political statement without being overly political as well, which I think
boy, you got some brothers-in-law look like me. Stop.
yeah, yeah. But I also think that the fact that they were that certain demographic was in such an uproar once they found out he was going to be there, and the fact that
He really was like, I
yeah,
want to go way
yeah,
over him.
yeah,
All
and
right.
in their mind, they were like, "Oh, this is gonna be the end of the world because he's gonna do this, that, and the other, and he's gonna come out with a protest that says down with America and this, that, and the other." And he just went on and did his show, and it wasn't something that was like, okay, it was not like he held up the American flag and threw it down or anything like that. Like they were expecting some mess like that, and he basically, it was almost like, when somebody tells you, all right, that's all right, I'm gonna get you. And you look at them, they say, no, I'm gonna get you. You don't know when, but I'm gonna get you.
I'm gonna get you.
So in your mind, for the next year, you keep wondering, okay, when they gonna get me? And I think they were thinking he was gonna get them, but he did he got them, but he didn't get them. He got them by them thinking that it's gonna be all this and other. Or we got to get our we got to start our all American halftime show because he finna cause uprising.
Oh no.
But I think that
Here's what needs to happen though. Here's what needs to happen. I'm just being honest. If they figure out how to have a um conservative artist that wants to fight for pro-life. A whole lot of they don't want a lot of government control. They want to make sure they have gun rights. What's something else that conservatives fight for? You know,
pro-life,
and what deregulation, not heavy taxing on certain things. Like they got all these things that they fight for. So my thing is, and I'm talking about these people who are not in a plight per se, make this their plight. Mm-hmm. We need to be, if they figure out how to find that artist that wants to depict that on the Super Bowl, we all need to be just as open to their story as well.
Yeah. And I'll be just as open, but it's got but the thing about it is, whatever genre of music it is, it needs to be something that's going to be appealing. Because I think what they've done a good job of doing for the most part for halftime is they made it appealing enough that you would at least sit there and listen. If it had been Kid Rock or some of this other stuff, I'll be going and doing something else, because there's some stuff I just don't want to hear. Because
Kid Rock got some early thump now.
I don't want to hear that.
Kid Rock was a rapper, man.
No, he wasn't. He was a white dude who thought who was passing. But I mean, it's certain folks that just don't. It's certain people you don't like. I don't want to see the Statler brothers. I don't want to see, good old wholesome, the Statler brothers. I don't want to see. I don't want to see Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Nothing against them, but I don't want to. It's got to be something that. Generally, they try to get some people that got some pop. There's pop, meaning they are popular and everybody's heard of them at least and familiar with something. But
what do you think about Chris Brown saying they need me?
I think he should have kept his mouth closed.
Yeah,
I mean, it was tacky. It was.
I hope he didn't really do that, but you can't be. First of all, the NFL don't need you,
right?
And I'm not taking anything away from your superstardom and the fact that you can do a good show. The NFL don't need you. Whoever, I want to put this out there for all y'all people that love making it seem like, oh, they broke the streaming record and they did better than such and such because technology and all that stuff advances every year and you're going to get them numbers. How about y'all slow down a little bit? Because whoever is doing the halftime show when the Dallas Cowboys make it back to the Super Bowl is going to bust every record there ever was. And I don't want, because that viewership going to be crazy. And I don't want somebody confusing, I don't care who the artist is, Latino, black, or white. I don't want somebody confusing their impact, because the only person that's going to put up Dallas numbers is dead.
Mm-hmm.
And he's already been there when Dallas was there. So I just want to put that out there. Y'all, all them staggering numbers, y'all, he beating, let that ride. That Super Bowl is something serious. So, I said all that to say, when they find that artist, let the game be the game. And I'm hoping that we as a people, and it's not a last word, because there's a whole lot of zero-calorie arguments out here. Oh, my bad. I had a little text. I'm so sorry. A whole lot of zero-calorie arguments. A lot of people drinking a whole lot of erythritol, and y'all on something else. And it's like, can we just sing? Everything got to be a political statement. Everything. Yeah. Do I have to hear? Do I have to hear in social media? Oh, y'all ain't even see what was going on. The message was just too deep. I don't care no more about all that. Like that's only showing me that we as a country are still trying to mature.
Yeah, I mean, music back when they made real music, music always reflected the time and what was going on, and it had a message, and you could say it was political, but it also made you feel something.
Where did they do that?
But now,
They weren't doing it at the Super Bowl.
yeah, they don't, because but particularly with the climate now, I understand why he did, but I understand you want when people say they want to keep it separate, but sometimes some things are so big that you need, if you get the opportunity, you take it. But I would like to have a nice show, and where you don't have to try to where
I
you're
just
not
want to
doing
enjoy
like
the
what you said.
music,
Yeah,
man.
yeah. But just like last year, Kendrick. Some people got it, some people didn't. Some people, I mean, this was like the same thing. If and again, if you did, and if the next year's Super Bowl, what you're asking for, you're saying, "Hey, why don't we have Michael Jackson come, or Michael Jackson or Prince?" You that where it's like, "Oh, wait a minute, this is just fun, good music," and that's what you're at.
Dr. Dre with
That's
fun,
what,
good music.
yeah, yeah. You're saying for
I
once,
guess you got to diversify that too. I guess.
yeah, yeah. But
I don't need
I
nobody. I
mean,
don't need nobody arguing about something that was fixed and that actually you still bringing up, because even in the Kendrick Lamar concert, even in the Kendrick Lamar performance, it's 2025. You still arguing about that? Like we're still arguing about something
yeah,
that should have been fixed in '68.
yeah.
And I'm not telling you shouldn't have been arguing. I'm talking about America. Are we still arguing about that?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, but real quick, who would you like to see next year as a performer?
I don't think they got enough up top. They got big and then they fell.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think they got enough up top for me to say Outkast.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just talking about entertainment. Everybody like them. It's a message within a message, but you don't need all that. Um, um, I don't. I'm not against it. I'm not against the Chris Brown call. I'm not against it.
Mm-hmm.
Um. Oh. Um. Um. I'm gonna tell you what I would like to see. I don't want to see one artist.
Okay.
I want to see like I want to see a theme, like the halftime show dedicated to 70s disco.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Find all them 70s artists that had the top hits.
I'm
They
not
probably
sure
did. You think they did?
they or I don't know how many of them still can actually belt them out like they did.
Damn.
You know.
So we might have to see the 80s. The 80s
Yeah,
was
the
I don't
80s I could
want to
do.
do breaking in hip hop yet.
Yeah, I could
You know,
do the 80s. The 70s would be cool, but you got to find like the
who
BGs.
alive?
It's only one. They're not the BGs anymore. It's the BG because it's only
It's the BG.
it's only one. And I
And
don't know.
that's like the first era of Hall and Oates.
Yeah,
But what I'm saying is, like, I wanted it
yeah,
to be
but
like
yeah, it would. Yeah, I could get with that. I could get with that.
I just want to
Me as
have
far as
fun, man.
yeah, I would like to see, but again, because like I said, we know
It's in LA though, so
yeah, but it's a global You know, for this particular, you know, it's a global thing. So you got to. So ideally, you want to have people who are global, like everybody around the world knows who they are and we want to see. But
Okay,
me
hold on, hold
personally,
on,
you
hold on,
know,
hold on, hold on.
I think that
America
factors
got so
in
much.
also.
America has so much influence to when you say global, like people be dipping into America, taking American culture.
Yeah,
So
but I'm talking about as
you know,
far as a. But when I say that, I'm talking about that even their record sales reflect that, because some people have sold a good number of records, but most of it has been in America. They aren't huge overseas. Like me, who I would like to see, because my favorite group would be New Edition, but they've never toured
they're
overseas.
domestic.
Yeah, they
I
never
won't
toured
say new edition, they're
overseas.
domestic,
The
right?
Yeah, the majority of this album sales have been in the US. So I don't think they would be fit for that as far as trying to say, hey, globally. And I don't know what their market is overseas, but I know they never toured overseas. So that would be Bobby has, but the group hasn't. So I think it would be that would kind of, be be tricky. But but I think a theme for like the 70s would be cool. The 80s.
You can ease New Edition into a Motown sound, like,
Yeah,
but they all gold though. Like you can't get the
yeah,
groups and all that stuff. You know, it's
yeah,
it's it's tough.
yeah.
It's tough.
But I think it would be a change of pace for just to do a show where, hey, this is just gonna be fun. We want y'all to enjoy the
Fun.
music, move, and if a song happens to have a political message to it, so be it. But that's not. But the theme isn't gonna be like somebody. If Marvin Gaye came out and said, "Hey, we're gonna see. Hey, we doing what's going on. Or Mercy, Mercy Me." Hey, that's cool. We like the song. We do it, but it's not. You know what I mean? It's not one of those things. The whole thing was about this. But yeah, so
Are you you mentioned something? You mentioned something in that data. Are you open to Afro beats?
I'm not familiar enough with Afro beats to say yes or no. I've heard a couple of names, but I don't. If somebody tells, if it's what's her name, Tim's, if she's Afro beats, no, because that girl can't sing.
like like
Um,
like a worldwide, because I've noticed people. This is something very odd, but it's not. And he unfortunately he's not with us. He hadn't been with us for a long time. But every culture seems to give Bob Marley
mhm,
some level of kingish type grace. Like,
mhm,
oh, that's Bob.
yeah,
Worldwide. You know what I'm saying? Because Bob represents a culture that's we vibing, man. We ain't even on, and
yeah,
it was peaceful political music. So like
yeah.
something like a all influenced by Bob
Uh, I'm,
extravaganza or something. Like I don't know, man.
I,
Like I
I
don't know.
can't really say yes to that because I'm not into reggae. I mean, I've heard some
Well,
stuff,
everybody ain't
but
gonna like
I'm
it.
not in. Yeah, I'm
Right.
not into reggae. So me personally, it wouldn't do anything for me. And like I said, I'm not familiar enough with Afro beats to be able to. Because like I said, I can think of Tim's and Twyla, and I don't know if they. I don't even know if they're Afro beats. I just know they're from the continent of Africa.
In that.
Yeah,
Hold on,
but
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. And you know the language.
yeah.
I'm gonna tell you who. Pootie Tang. Pootie
I tell
Tang,
you
hey,
who.
Pootie Tang hit you with that one song and just be quiet.
Now we can move on after this one, but I tell you who would have been great, especially, but he's passed on now. But who would have been great because this is they are non not political. They are nothing but a good time, family reunion, and I don't care what race you are, you would like it. Frankie Beverly and Maze would have been perfect because there's nothing you anybody listens. Man, okay,
Frankie Beverly would have hit that, would have fit that 80s.
They would have hit that where anybody listened like, oh man, okay, yeah, that's nice. Man, what'd he say? Oh man, that's just real. This melody you can move, but you're not losing it, and it's like it's still it's dignified, it's respectful, but it's got that feel, and when he says happy feelings, everybody likes happy feelings, not just saying the song, but just happy feelings. The only person who got an issue with people having happy feelings is Trump.
Oh, you know what? I'm gonna tell you something. The man who said he might not. You know what funny? You know what's funny? I'm gonna say these two names, and then I'm gonna say y'all should have went back and watched this episode that we did on music today. But the dude who puts the shows together, who says he'll never do it because he puts the shows together, he could have that mass appeal because his audience is vast like that, and the respect gives him that. If he wouldn't have went crazy and lost all his he had some hits with people. Kanye. I think Pharrell's touch could put together a show. But I just wanted to say this too. This just shows you where music is today when it's so difficult for us to figure out. I guarantee you, if we was in 1980s and the 70s, it wouldn't be hard to pluck a band or somebody that everybody liked. But this is what I'm saying, where the music, it wouldn't be hard to pluck. And even in the 90s, it started kind of tailing off a little bit. It wouldn't be hard to pluck that person who sold those records and was commanding globally American influence.
Right.
No matter what your like seeing Ricky Martin at the show.
Yeah.
Ricky Martin could have Geraldo, even though he ain't have but one song. He might have made an appearance. You know what I'm saying? You know, the Macarena guys, like Ricky Martin probably could have Menudo. Like we had talent that touched everybody in the moment.
Yeah.
And they got all
yeah.
Now that just shows you where the music is. Shout out to Coco Jones, who did the dedication with her outfit to Whitney Houston. For her Super Bowl rendition, and she had her outfit on. It looked like her thing. Shout out to Coco Jones with that. Lift every voice and sing. But yeah, that just show you, man. That just kind of show you where we are as an artist are concerned. We struggling to find people. Come on, man.
Yeah, because back then you had all age groups all listening to the same stuff as well. You could be like, man, okay, I like that. I like
that.
what my parents listen to, and then okay, I can deal with what my kids listen to, but you can't do that now. You could have, and the music was such that you could listen to what we like to call blue-eyed soul, and also listen to
you can listen to some blue-eyed soul,
or just some pop people, and it's cool. Like back then, you could have gotten Bruce Springsteen, and everybody would be like, "Born in the USA, Bruce." Everybody would be like, "Hey, that's cool." You could have gotten Culture Club.
You could have gotten Culture Club. You could have gave me. You could have
gotten Duran Duran.
You could have gave me some Duran Duran, and I'm with it. You could have gave me some Duran Duran. What's the other ones? Hall and Oates. You could have gave me some Hall and Oates.
Yeah, you could if you could have gotten the Jacksons, if you could have gotten Rick James, you could have gotten
Yeah.
I mean, but now you could have gotten Lionel Richie.
Man.
Yeah. It's Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder. Oh man, Lionel Richie.
Yeah, but now
Stevie.
Yeah, but now the stuff I don't even want to like to call it music, but the stuff now is so geared towards one small demographic that it's hard to get people who gonna have mass appeal.
Right.
Which is what you really want if you're gonna have Super Bowl for the Super Bowl show. You want mass appeal where everybody wants to tune in and watch it and be like, okay, this is cool.
And this instead of 365 days, like
yeah, instead of man, I don't know them. I don't like them. Why they got them? They could have got so.
You could have. Hey, there was I'm gonna touch y'all, man. I'm not gonna forget y'all. There was a Garth Brooks and a Billy Ray Cyrus era that was crossing over into us. Like,
yeah,
that boy bad. Like you know what I'm saying? Like we get it. And I'm not gonna be. He gonna give me one song or two that I know. Okay,
yeah,
that's that jam for me. I don't know the rest of them 5, but it's cool.
Yeah, you can be like so and so. Oh wait a minute, didn't he sing? Yeah. Okay, yeah. I wait for him
to hit that one.
I wait for do that song, yeah. And you might wind up hearing something else that man, that's all right. They don't have that now.
They don't have that. But at any rate, man, we have found ourselves in that final hour. Hold on. I want to make sure I ain't do something right. Oh, you didn't give me one. Wait a minute. You know what? Nah, but we didn't hit this time frame, man. So we'll just hit refresh on that one on another time. But I just want to make sure I want to thank you all for coming out. Make sure you follow and subscribe with us on YouTube. This is the NOJASSSHOW. You can find us on TikTok. You can at the same name. You can find us on Twitter, X. We're live on Riverside platform, live on Facebook on my page, DUPONTZNIVEK. Live on RUSSELL Ladies Love Tanker. Oh, that one came off a little bit. Oh, I'm getting a little bit now. On his page, also in the locker room, and also the link can be found on our No Jazz Show page on Facebook. Now, you got any last words? Tank.
Well, my last word, it's gonna be real quick since we're going over. I'm just gonna say I'm looking forward to this off season. I'm looking forward to seeing the free agency. I'm looking forward to the draft coming up. I'm also looking forward to things that we've got coming for our upcoming episodes. So y'all just stay tuned. We got some good stuff coming. And hey, make sure you like, share, and subscribe and comment.
All right. That was the last word from Tank. We're heading into this again, man. 2 years, boy. 2 seasons. Rocking and rolling. We're gonna punch some bricks next time. That water about to fall in. So for what I'm gonna say, these are my last word. And I'm gonna keep it brief. Hey, Barbara. This is Shirley. So for all you ladies who gonna find out on February 15th whether you Barbara or Shirley. I got got a message for you. It's better to be Barbara or Shirley on Valentine's Day than to be Cardi B. Super Bowl Sunday. Those are my last words. This has been the No Jazz Show. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, and share. Thank you. Give these people a salute. We will holler at y'all on the flip.
Oh God. Whew.